the table and give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, and we'll go from there. Oh, we need a microphone. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Jacob Letty. I am running for State Senate, District 33 on the Libertarian platform. My cousin Avery is actually part of the Noble family. She suffers from autism. My sister has CRPS, so this is a really important topic for me, and I'm very excited to be here. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sean Gorman. I'm running for State Senate in District 36, which includes Indianapolis South Side, and a little bit of Johnson County. A little bit about myself. This is my first run for public office, so I'm a newbie at this. But I am an experienced public servant. I'm married. My wife Trish is here supporting me. Thanks, Trish. I have 4 kids, ages 17, 16, 13, and 9. So we're busy at home. So before I went to college, I grew up in the Indianapolis area, ended up going to college in Bloomington. But before I went to college, I took a couple years off, and I worked direct care. I was a direct care professional. I worked with 2 guys who I guess now you would say were on the pretty far end of the spectrum, nonverbal, had an apartment, and we had some great experiences. And I'll tell you, it really helped me be a better parent, providing for people in that way. We went to Pacers games, we went to restaurants, we went to the grocery, we budgeted, we did all of that. We had dance parties in the house. It was a lot of fun, and it pains me to hear that the direct service professionals that love their jobs have to choose between making ends meet and continuing to pursue that livelihood, because it is incredibly valuable. We need people like that to stay in those professions. So anything I can do, I will be glad to support you as your state senator.
Thank you. And I've been remiss in my duties up here. My cue card here says, make sure that you emphasize, Harvey, that each candidate has about a minute or so to introduce themselves. So I should have said that before. I know, but we appreciate your story. No, I apologize. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Rachel Burke. I'm the Democratic candidate for House District number 89, which would be this district here. I actually live in the neighborhood that is directly southeast from here. What would be important to know is that for the past 7 years, I've been the president of Warren Township's Special Education Parent Advocacy Group. I'm currently the vice president of Warren Township School Board. I have 2 daughters on the spectrum. I have been the parent that at 18 months from my oldest was in a room where I was given news that I did not expect to get. I always tell people it's like hitting a brick wall going 100 miles per hour and being expected to keep driving. You don't know the future. That unpredictability is, there's really no words to describe trying to plan things. I've been the parent that has received respite care. I have been the advocate both for Indiana PTA, Warren Township, and for various special education groups that has gone out there to talk about things like alternate assessments in ISRO. I've talked to both Indiana DOE, US DOE. I understand provider service issues. 2010 funding levels, schools are sitting at 2007, so it's a common problem that we really need to work on. I'm really interested to hear a lot of the questions, but this is an issue that I care very, very deeply about. So thank you.
Good evening. My name is Greg Rathnow, and I'm running for state representative down in District 93, which, if you're not familiar, is the southern part of Marion County, so Perry Township, and northern part of Johnson County, which is White River Township. Just a little bit about me. This is also my first run for public office. I currently work at IUPUI as an admissions counselor, and I worked in higher education for 13 years. One of the reasons I got involved and I wanted to run this year is because I saw over the past several years in Indiana, group after group after group become marginalized via our state legislature. And I said, rather than griping about it on Facebook, I'm going to get in and I'm going to do something about it. And you know, it's you folks right here, the DSPs, that deserve so much of our help, so much of our support, and I definitely promise to give you that if I'm elected. So thank you for having us tonight. I really appreciate it, and I also look forward to the questions.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dana Black, and I'm the Democratic candidate for House District 88. If you're not familiar, that is the north side of Indianapolis and Lawrence Township, Hamilton County, and Hancock County. It's drawn very well. I have to be honest, my wife is actually the owner of a direct care business, Quinton Residential Living. So I understand and see the other side of what it is to make sure that your direct care staff is taken care of. My wife also has a son who is on the spectrum and a granddaughter that is on the spectrum, so it encompasses our daily lives on a regular basis. So when I saw the form for Noble, I didn't even hesitate. I think I actually, as soon as I saw it, I sent the response back, yes, I'll be there. Because we're talking about lives. We're talking about families who need assistance. We're talking about, we're so easy to give tax cuts to corporations, but we're not willing to give direct care staff the funding that they need to do the work that needs to be done. This is very passionate for me because I see it from the other side on a daily basis of how to balance and make things happen and how the hours are allocated. I am a fighter and I am an advocate, and whatever I don't know, I know how to ask. So Dana Black is someone that you can definitely count on. Thank you for having us here. I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say.
Good afternoon. Carly Macer. I am a resident and, of course, a native to Wayne Township. I proudly represent the west side of Indianapolis, and I am so honored to live in a community that I love and that really has a big focus of family and hard work. I had gotten into politics actually just a few years ago recently myself by being frustrated by my work. I am in the business of taking care of seniors and coordinating care for people in need. And one day I was very frustrated by what was happening in the community and really grew tired of the endless paperwork that never seemed to stop, but realized how important it was for me to do something for my seniors and veterans when it came to their claims. That bad day led to me standing here with all of you. And so now, 4 years later, I proudly serve as the ranking member of the Veterans Affairs and Public Safety. I also am a CASA, so the past several years I'm a court-appointed special advocate, and I'm also on the Family, Children, and Human Affairs. I absolutely love my job, and I love serving my community and my state. And I know I've had a chance to work with a few people in the room, and I think they know that I'm passionate about your issues, and certainly I'm looking forward to the questions as well as the continued work at the State House. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Ginn. I'm running for House Representatives for seat 95. I am running on the Libertarian ticket. My aunt used to be a DSP, just like many of you out there. At many of our family gatherings, she would bring her clients with her. The reason why is many of their families just didn't visit them anymore, or they had passed on. So we interacted with them a lot, and they did become at times a lot like a family. And I do know how hard it was for my aunt because she did make so little money doing it. As a libertarian, I'm interested in finding new alternative solutions without raising taxes to get you the resources you need to take care of your clients. So a vote for Nathaniel Ginn will be a vote for a new voice in the House of Representatives. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is John Ruckelhaus, and I'm running for the State Senate on the north side of Indianapolis, State Senate District 30, which encompasses most of the north side of Indianapolis, as well as a little bit of Carmel, a little bit of Fishers. It's really good to see Senator Breaux here because back in the day, I was a state representative 24 years ago. And I had a lumber business very close to Representative Macer's district, the Carter Lee Lumber Company. This issue is very personal to me. I have my youngest son who is a quadriplegic. So I live this every day. From a caretaker, myself and my wife, our beautiful son, this is a national problem. He went to school at Duke University, and I dealt with this in North Carolina, and now he's a Rhodes Scholar, and he's going to England, and we're going to be dealing with healthcare professionals and providers in England. So I'll tell you about that one as well, the English model. So this is very personal to me. I can't wait to hear your stories, not only today, but in the future. I want to work with you. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for having me here. I'm Connie Eckert, and I'm running for state representative up Washington Township, Little Lawrence Township, and 96th Street up there, south to about 54. And I'm married to my husband of 25 years, and we have 3 kids, ages 16 to 21. I'm also a teacher by trade, and while I was teaching, I was in inclusion classrooms for kids with disabilities and so forth. Love teaching, and also a business owner. Our family has a business on the north side, Jugs Catering. Maybe you've heard of it before. Famous for our fried chicken biscuits and apple butter. And sorry I didn't bring any here tonight. Anyway, I am looking forward to working in the State House, finding common sense solutions. The same, we can find solutions without always raising taxes. There's a will, there's a way. That's about it. So thank you.
I'm going to sit down because I can't stand up. All right. My name is Greg Taylor. I'm a state senator. I've served as the state senator for District 33 for 8 years. This would be my 3rd term if I'm successful in November to be blessed to serve the district again. And my wife actually works as a case manager for direct care staff. So, you know, it is very interesting to see the different pieces of the puzzle come together when you talk about services for people who are on the waiver program. I didn't know very much about it, quite frankly, very little, until I started representing a care provider agency. Not only did I start representing them, I'm now the general counsel. And my wife decided she wanted to get back into the professional world. This was what she wants to do, and she loves her clients. The one thing that we can all say is we all love the people that we serve. The problem is we've created this system where we have winners and losers. And I believe, as a legislator, our job is to find out where the win-win is for everybody. And there is one there. It is a shame that we are still funding at 2010 resources. Did our resources go down? No, our resources did not go down. Our reserves went up, but our resources didn't. We have a $2 million reserve. And some of us, unfortunately, on this panel, when it comes to voting, is going to have to make a decision whether or not to spend some of that reserve in the areas that we're talking about today. Those are tough decisions. Last but not least, I really believe that we should always pay workers a living wage. It is simple, folks. If you can't make a living wage, then you cost the state of Indiana an additional dollar. It's simple mathematics. If we pay a living wage, we save money. Unfortunately, the people in power don't believe that, so they'd rather have a reserve and pay you a living wage so you can live too. I fight against that every year, and I'm going to keep fighting if we vote me back in 2016.
Hi, I have a really big voice. I probably don't need this, so I'm going to try not to blast you out of here. Hi, my name is Lucy Brenton, and I'm actually the Libertarian candidate for the United States Senate. So what I'm trying to do is to go to Washington, D.C. and be an advocate for people all over. You've got the president, and then you've got the Supreme Court, you've got 100 senators. So by being one of those, I can have an impact, a real impact here in Indiana. As Mr. Corman said, boy, I worked as a CNA in college, and there is nothing that will prepare you for motherhood better than taking care of people who can't move. And I have 10 children. My husband and I have been married now for 26 years. 7 girls, 3 boys, no twins. I didn't even cheat by having them two at a time. Dakota, I got a shout out to you because my dad retired from the railroad. So when I was a little girl, I got to go on the big locomotives. It was extremely cool. He snuck us in because he worked the night shift. Don't tell anybody. Promise? Yeah, we grew up with trains in the basement too. Once you become a train geek, it's all over. So, I don't have, a lot of personal family experience because thankfully I don't have any children with these issues. But what I do have is experience being the caregiver. And I am right there with Viviana and being a direct support professional. I was a CNA. I know your pain, and I know that you didn't have a living wage except you had 3 roommates splitting a tiny apartment, and that was the only way I made it. So I would like to find out from you how I can help you, how I can advocate for you, and beyond today, I would like to do that.
I'm Drew Thompson. I am the Libertarian candidate for Congress here in the 7th District. So one thing I've learned in following behind Lucy as we've both been campaigning this year is just often to say what she said. I decided to run for Congress because I see that we get very little done and in the nation's capital, that very little is accomplished for the people of Indiana. There's been a big stalemate. Once a year, Congress gets together and sends a Christmas tree to the president. It's loaded up with a lot of lights and decorations, and spends most of the rest of the year doing very little. We've got a great team of people here in Indiana. We've got DSPs, we've got groups like Noble. I was on the board of the Autism Society a few years ago, and have a keen interest in that because of family relationships I have, people that are on the spectrum themselves. I've worked as an attorney with a variety of service provider groups, and what all of you do in this room is so important and so special, and the opportunities and changes that are coming about are tremendous in the last many years as this epidemic has grown worse. Wrapping up very quickly, I see all these state legislators here, or potential state legislators, and you've got some great minds, but I hope that will happen from the nation's capital for the people of Indiana is that we will unleash the power of intellectual power by the people here to do what they can do best, and that's to take care of the people here at home. So I hope that happens, and thank you for including me in on this event.